Are you longing for some juicy, tender ribs? Flavorful rice? Stay with me as I take you into the kitchen again and show you how I prepare this for my family. Welcome to Spice Rack Kitchen! Welcome back to my kitchen, everyone. My name is Dee. As I mentioned before, I'll be making oven-baked beef back ribs and lentils with rice. I source this from my local supermarket. The first thing I'm going to do is wash the meat. Then I'll be removing the membrane from the inner side of the rib. I'll be using lemons to wash my meat. I'm going to be using also a little bit of vinegar in water. It's really easy to pull off. You just locate where the membrane starts and you basically just pull. So now I've finished washing the meat and then it's time to season. The seasonings I'm using today are, I'll be using some sugar, then finely chopped garlic, soy sauce, garlic powder, Old Bay seasoning, black pepper, pimento berries, finely chopped ginger, onion powder, sweet soy sauce glaze, thyme, and scallion. Just adding my seasonings one at a time, and then we're going to allow it to marinate. After adding all the seasonings onto the meat, I'm going to work them in and then allow it to marinate for a few hours. So I just added some browning at the last minute just to color the meat somewhat. Now you could use your hands for this part, but I'm going to be using my tongue to work the seasoning into the meat. It's going to take me a bit So you just spend the time and work it in really good. If there are any other seasonings that you want to add, you feel free to go ahead and do so. My meat has been marinating for a while. I'm going to remove the foil paper, turn my oven on, and get things started. The ribs will be baked on a baking sheet, as you can see here. I had added about a tablespoon of olive oil to the baking sheet. Now I'm going to be placing my ribs on the sheet. The oven was preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be a long process, so patience, 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 but trust me, the meat will fall off the bone. It's going to be juicy and tender. You know, I took an interest in cooking from 5 or 6 years old maybe. My sister would season the meat on a Sunday or a Saturday night, and I would stand up and try to see what she was doing. And of course, I was small, so I couldn't see into the pan. So I would use a stool to stand on and just look at what she was doing. Big up, big sister. I wonder which big sister going to take the credit now. I have so many of them. So the whole process will take about 3.5 hours. This was like after about 30 to 45 minutes. I took the meat out just to turn it and see how things were progressing. Just for balance, I took it out and I'm just turning over each piece of beef. I'm very satisfied because the beef has also begun to produce its own juices. So I'll be putting it back in the oven to cook again on the other side, uncovered. And I'll allow that to cook in the oven for another 30 to 45 minutes. I added about a cup of water into the pan that I had seasoned the meat in. I'm just going to pour it over the meat right now. Then I'm going to cover with foil paper and allow to cook for another 1.5 or 2 hours. This is a midway check-in. As you can see, the meat is already moving from the bone. Things are progressing nicely. I like what I'm seeing. I'm going to cover again, and the next time I take this out is when it is ready. Oh my God, it smells so good up in here. So after about 3.5 hours of baking, the meat is falling from the bone. It is ready, juicy, and just look at the finished product. It is so good. It smells so good. Of course, I tasted it. It smells and tastes so good. The next thing I'm going to be showing you is how I prepare my lentils and rice. Now it's done Jamaican style, just like we would our rice and peas. But for cooking rice and peas, I have a few tips and tricks that you don't want to miss. So have you ever eaten rice and peas and you're like, oh my god, we can't eat this by itself because it's so good? Well, mine is just like that. But today I'll be showing you in the version of lentils and rice. I actually cheated. I bought coconut milk and I also bought coconut water. But I'll tell you more about the ingredients as I add them. Alright, so I'm placing my pot of water on the fire, and then I'm going to be adding my lentils. Now, lentils are highly nutritious. My kids really don't like kidney beans. I love kidney beans. I still make rice and peas with kidney beans, but I have no issues because lentils are so nutritious. So I'll just continue to season. Now this step is very important. You have to season the water. So I'm adding garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. I'm also adding thyme, escallion of course. I'm going to stir things in a little bit. And I'm going to bring it to a boil. So a very crucial step here, when it boils up, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes, a secret ingredient is right there. See how quickly it was added? A cup of coconut water. So if you had used the actual coconut, don't throw away that water. Add that right here into your rice and peas. I'm also adding coconut milk. Like I said, I cheated, okay? Don't judge. I got 2 kids. Alright, then I will be adding butter. Now this will help to even heighten the flavor. I usually use, I can't believe it's not butter. Then another star ingredient I'll be using is coconut sugar. Yes, you heard me right. I'll be adding it right now. That's not brown sugar, that's actually coconut sugar. So it is made by gently heating the coconut sap in an open pan until it turns into a granular form. And then it might get darker, and that's why it has that color similar to brown sugar. Before I forget, see, I added my Scotch bonnet pepper for flavor as well. But trust me, back to the coconut sugar, you will love this. It is used as a general sweetener. It takes your rice and peas to another level. So everything is looking good, smelling good, and importantly, tasting good. So I'll be adding my rice at this time. I'm using jasmine rice. I love jasmine rice. I wash it a few times to get rid of the excess starch because I like when my rice and peas is shelly. I actually wash it about 4 to 5 times. I'm satisfied with what's happening here. I'm going to cover, allow it to boil up a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and kind of stir things around so that I don't have any rice sticking to the bottom of the pot. So right here, it has been cooking for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll just go in and do a little stir. Some of the grains have started to cook. I want all the grains to be cooked properly, so I'm just helping things along. So I will be covering the pot again I'll be lowering the flame to the lowest setting, and then I'm going to allow the rice to steam. I'll allow it to steam for about another 5 to 7 minutes. At this point, most of the water has evaporated and I need the rice to steam properly, so I'll be wrapping the cover of the pot in foil paper. So this will trap the heat and allow the rice grains to cook properly. This is not looking bad at all. At this point I take note the pepper. Rice looking shelly, looking real good. I think I will allow it to cook for another 5 minutes or so, and then it will be ready. One thing I can tell you for sure, it smells so good. There you have it, my delicious lentils and rice. So my rice is top tier. The beef back ribs are juicy and delicious. Come let me show you how my plate looks. Be sure to click the link for my next video where I share how I prepare my family famous potato salad. Thank you for staying with me. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment below. See you next time.